here are 2 league starters that are guaranteed to work, and then I'll talk about my planned league start with the new class, which I obviously cannot guarantee the effectiveness of. The first one is Armor Break Warbringer. By the way, all of these guides are written up over on Mobalytics, so check out the links in the description below if you want to see the guides written up with a bunch more detail. This was a tried and true classic in the previous league, worked very, very well. The major changes here is number 1, Hammer of Gods is dead, 07 in the chat, Ripperino. It got double tapped by GGG. The damage was lowered significantly, and then you have to heavy stun an enemy to activate it. It's just dead. So just remove Hammer of Gods entirely, but it literally doesn't matter because Sunder got buffed. It went from a 1.5 second to a 0.9 second attack time. That is a gargantuan difference. Going to feel so much better. And the level 20 skill gem damage went from 531 to 653% damage. Everything else about Sunder, the guaranteed crit on fully armor broken enemies and the 100% bonus critical strike damage, all of that stuff is still perfectly intact. So you'll literally just be doing more single target damage with the build, even though you're dropping Hammer of Gods entirely. Second of all, Turtle Charm, which is the block ascendancy node, which allows you to block all damage, including area of effect, but gives you less block chance in return, was buffed. Instead of 35% less block, you now have 25% less block. Nothing else changed about the build. GG, still going to work entirely the same. That being said, I have a new build, the Warrior Leveling build. This is for, as you can see here, all ascendancies. So it doesn't matter which ascendancy you are playing. It only matters that you're playing the Warrior as your base class. And this is how to level any Warrior as efficiently as possible. Again, written up on Mobalytics. Check it out. And now that we have all the skill gem info, it turns out this build was only slightly nerfed, and it absolutely still functions properly. So don't let that be a red flag to you. First of all, Bone Shatter deals less damage early on. It went from 250 to 200%, as well as the Brutality Support Gem went from 35 to 25% damage. However, this stuff should not matter as we were literally overkilling packs by a significant margin. I'm still expecting that we'll be one-shotting everything. Second of all, Rolling Slam, which is the applicator of Bone Shatter essentially, was actually buffed. So it went from 80 to 90% damage, but more importantly, a 1.5 second to a 1 second attack time. Just like Sunder, that is a very big difference. Gonna feel very good. Also, on top of that, the new Brink Support Gem basically prevents you from heavy stunning enemies, so you'll never run into the issue with Rolling Slam anymore where you're doing too much damage and then you're just ruining Bone Shatter because you have to prime them for a stun. You can't outright stun them. Finally, Perfect Strike did get a slight nerf overall. The base damage actually went up a little bit from 400 to 420%, but the Window of Opportunity Support Gem went from 50% more damage to 35%, and the timing window was a little bit harder. It went from 25% shorter to 35% shorter. But if you can't time that properly, it's going to be a skill issue from me, brother man. And finally, you probably don't even use Hammer of Gods in the build. Yeah, you are heavy stunning bosses after like 3 or 4 Perfect Strikes, but it really doesn't matter. Perfect Strike does so much damage. I would probably just recommend you drop Hammer of Gods from the leveling build as well. All right, moving on to the Run and Gun Witchhunter. I actually recommend that you start with this build if you don't really have any ideas of what you want to do. This build is literally just shooting your crossbow. It is a 1-button map clearing build, and you have to press like 2 or 3 buttons while you're killing bosses. Other than that, you're just shooting big crossbow shots, and then on single target, you have a literal full auto machine gun. Just mowing the bosses down, baby. If that sounds fun to you, Run and Gun Witchhunter. Again, everything is over on Mobalytics, link in the description below. Some notes on the Run and Gun. It was literally buffed in all capacities. The damage, the defense, and the speed are all up, and by quite a bit. The only real nerf in this build is the removal of the Grim Feast gem. This is the aura that give you basically like double your energy shield while you're mapping, but you're gonna simply replace it with the Ghost Shroud one instead, and it'll basically be the same thing. We actually didn't need the excess energy shield. You're still gonna have like a 4,000 life pool character, and it'll be perfectly fine for mapping. Second of all, Crossbow overall effectiveness, I'm not kidding, has probably doubled on this patch. You get higher base damage, you get higher flat damage, and you get reload speed now being affected by the weapon's attack speed. Yeah, that literally wasn't a thing before, as well as various bug fixes to like reload mechanics and whatnot. It'll just feel way, way, way better. I'm not kidding. It'll probably feel near twice as good as on the previous patch. And finally, the Source Reward Ascendancy point went from 50% less armor and evasion to 35% less. That's quite a big buff. And then a 10 second to an 8 second recharge time. This is basically just an extra shield versus elemental damage. So yeah, all in all, Run and Gun Witchhunter should feel extremely strong. The only real hiccups that you'll encounter are in the leveling phase, but again, just check out this build guide here and it'll probably smooth those things out for you. All right, and finally, the Bleed Amazon is my expected league starter. I'm definitely going to do Amazon. I really want to do Bleed, but I might go into like lightning damage or something like that. Anyway, I can't really give you too many details. Obviously, the patch is not live yet. However, all of the gems are live over on PoEDB as well as the skill trees. And the general idea is to use the Hamo Crystals support. This thing looks insane. Basically, you apply a massive bleed to something with a different skill, and then with the skill that's supported with Hamo Crystals, you hit them, consume the bleed, spawn crystals, and each crystal deals 8% of the expected bleed damage. This means that scaling bleed duration is going to be absolutely gargantuan for your overall damage. Also, you can have 20 crystals on the ground at the same time. The only real thing to figure out is how to apply the strongest bleed possible while also retaining quality of life, because you don't want to sit there and like charge up bam, like 3 seconds every single time just to pop Hama crystals. That's gonna feel really bad. So I'm thinking Rake right now. I think this is a tier 1 or maybe a tier 3 skill gem. I think it has like pretty low base damage, but it comes with a base 100% more bleed magnitude, and then I think it's a travel skill, so the distance that you travel you get up to another 100% more magnitude. Might be good enough. We'll probably find a different skill, who knows. Also, the new Sea Red support gem gives you 50% bleed duration, and then when you bleed an enemy they simply get 15% movement speed and 15% attack speed. That probably isn't that big of a downside. Maybe it's really bad on bosses, 15% attack speed. And finally, the Amazon Ascendancy nodes. This is kind of what I'm thinking right now. I don't think we need Penetrate here. So the first node is obviously a no-brainer, critical strike. Basically, you just get extra crit based on your accuracy rating. That seems like a no-brainer to me. Penetrate, however, this is only good when you don't have a strong weapon, because unfortunately here in PoE2, accuracy rating is a prefix mod on weapons, just like your percent fizz, your flat fizz. So you're just competing for the same slot. Doesn't really make sense. It will be easier to get higher accuracy rating on a weapon than higher fizz, especially early on, but once you have a really good weapon, I don't really see the need for Penetrate, so I guess I'll socket that for now just for the early game sake. And then after that, you're taking Predatory Instinct and In for the Kill. The new Open Weakness mechanic basically just gives you a bunch of burst damage. I think it applies for basically half of the boss's HP bar, but it's in segments, like the first segment's right here, next one's over here, final one's over here. You deal 50% more damage, and then you have also 40% skill speed when one of those Open Weakness bars are active. So that seems very strong. And then finally, this is more or less what I'm going to be doing with the skill tree. There's going to be some changes with the new passive nodes. They're not in Path of Building quite yet, but as you can see, we're sitting at 75% block chance, and this is with a shield with like T2% block chance, so it should be very easy to achieve block cap. And then I have like what, 64% evasion with Acro, although Acro is being nerfed to give 5% less evasion, so maybe with Wind Dancer we'll sit around 60% evasion with acrobatics, who knows. But that'll feel pretty good with capped block chance, with a bunch of skill speed and maybe life leech, all that kind of stuff. And then it's just accuracy rating, crit chance, magnitude, duration of bleed, all that kind of jazz. And there you go, some League Start ideas for 0.2 Dawn of the Hunt. Check out my stream at twitch.tv/Woolie Gaming if you're watching this video the day of the upload. I am live right now, so go ahead and check it out. Thank you for watching, and good luck with Dawn of the Hunt, boys.